Between the Book and Trouble. Chapter 2. Chapter 02. The whole class passed in a blur for Harry. The teacher explained things, wrote on the board, asked questions, but Harry could only hear one thing. Julius's voice, repeating that line. "I'm so glad the first face I saw was yours." It was impossible not to blush just thinking about it. He tried to pay attention, but Julius kept drumming his fingers on the desk, running a hand through his hair, leaning his head over to look at Harry's notebook, and every gesture commanded more of Harry's attention than he was prepared for. When the bell rang, Harry nearly jumped out of his seat. He wanted to get away before some silly thought slipped out of his mouth in front of Julius. He packed up his things quickly, but he hadn't even taken a step when he heard a voice behind him. "Hey, Harry, hold up." His heart sank straight to his stomach. Slowly, he turned around. Julius was standing there, backpack slung over his shoulder, a crooked smile on his face, as if he were genuinely happy to see him. "Can I ask you something?" Julius stepped closer, unceremoniously. Harry took a deep breath, trying to act normal. "Gee, go ahead. Can you show me where the courtyard is? I haven't memorized the layout here yet." That was it. Just that. But the way Julius spoke to him, as if Harry were the only one who mattered in that moment, made it feel like so much more. Harry nodded, a little too quickly. "Sure. It's this way." They walked out together, making their way through the crowded hallways. With every step, Harry felt Julius walking very close, their arms almost brushing. And Julius didn't seem to notice the effect he was having. Or maybe he did, and found it amusing. When they reached the courtyard, Julius looked around and smiled, satisfied. "Thanks, man. If it weren't for you, I'd be wandering this school like an old guy without a GPS." Harry couldn't help letting out a faint chuckle. "It's not all that big." Julius turned toward him, leaning against the wall. "So, does that mean you're going to be my guide around here?" he asked, half teasing. Harry swallowed hard. Only if you want me to." Julius raised an eyebrow, clearly finding Harry's shyness irresistible. "I do," he replied simply and directly, without hesitation. "I really do." Harry was left speechless. And before he could think of a less idiotic response, Julius leaned forward slightly, closing the gap between them even more. "Oh, and Harry?" Harry whispered, barely audible. Julius smiled, that small, crooked smile that stirred up everything inside him. "Thanks for today. You made my first day a lot better." Harry looked down, blushing furiously. But Julius saw it, and he liked it. A lot. Minutes later, after saying goodbye to Julius in the courtyard, Harry felt he needed to catch his breath. His heart was still racing, as if he'd run a whole marathon just from having been close to the new guy. He walked down the hallway trying to compose himself, but every memory of Julius's smile made his cheeks burn all over again. That was when he heard two familiar voices. "Harry," one of them shouted. Harry didn't even need to look up. Only one person called his name like that. Mary Jane was striding down the hall as if it were a runway, bold outfit, flawless makeup, confident steps. But Harry knew the truth. Beneath that persona lay a huge, wounded heart. And, above all, she never let anyone mess with him. Beside her walked Lisa, clutching her books to her chest, wearing her usual sweet expression and worried look. Her hair was pulled up into a messy bun, and her backpack looked bigger than she was. "Where were you?" Mary Jane put her hands on her hips, acting theatrical. "We looked for you in the classroom, and you had vanished." Lisa, calmer, gently touched his arm. "Are you okay? You look a bit flushed." Harry gave a small smile. "I'm fine, something just happened." Mary Jane raised an eyebrow dramatically. "Something? Something, kind of something, Harry?" Lisa sighed. "Don't scare him, MJ, let him catch his breath first." The two of them were so different they seemed to belong to separate worlds, but together, they were the school's most unlikely and cutest trio. Mary Jane looked out for him fiercely. Lisa cared for him like a patient mother. And Harry was the balance point between the two. He took a deep breath. "It's just a new student joined the class." Mary Jane broke into an instant mischievous grin. "And, is he hot?" "Mary Jane." Lisa nearly choked, blushing. You can't say things like that in the hallway. Oh, honey, yes I can. Mary Jane shrugged, then turned to Harry. So? Is he? Harry turned even redder, answering the question without a word. Mary Jane and Lisa exchanged glances. Two completely different reactions. Mary Jane clapped her hands excitedly. Now we're talking. It's Harry's golden moment. Lisa covered her mouth with her hand, surprised and happy all at once. So you like him? Harry looked away, embarrassed. I don't know. I don't know, nervous. Mary Jane tugged at his arm. You're not nervous. This is the start of a romance. And I want details. Lisa smiled, her expression softening. Harry, the important thing is that you don't get hurt. But if he's kind to you, maybe it's a good thing. Harry smiled. A small, shy smile, but a sincere one. They were an odd trio, but they were his. And in that moment, amidst Mary Jane's teasing and Lisa's quiet concern, Harry realized just how lucky he was to have them around. But deep down, he knew the reason his heart was still racing had a name. Julius.